Hello and welcome back to my channel. For my fourth item on my fitness challenge bucket list is something I've always wanted to do because I was a former bartender. There was unfortunately too many times in my life I left a bar at 3 a.m. alone. Now normally a security guard would help escort me, but there was always situations I was leaving a bar, I felt vulnerable, and in that moment I was like, even though I'm strong, I'm athletic, I know nothing about self-defense. So something I've always wanted to do in a video I just always wanted to create. And so today I'm here at Lions MMA and we're going to learn self-defense. I'm here with Alex, like I said, at Lions Main MMA here in Vancouver on Granville Street, and we're going to just be going over like 5 basics, and I think every female should do this. It's better to err on the side of caution and things like this that you can take if you're ever unfortunately in a situation where there's a power dynamic or your own health is in jeopardy.
So when we do our self-defense seminars, we always kind of start wide and work our way in, because we don't want anyone to get into a self-defense situation where they have to actually use their physical body. Yeah. Right? So then from there though, we bring it in closer. Okay, what happens if someone's kind of coming in on you? Yep. The next step, what happens if someone grabs you, gets in tighter on you? And then in the worst case scenario, what happens if someone gets you down on the ground? Yep.
First move we're going to do is you'll notice these two gentlemen are in hoodies. Now the reason is we're going to utilize the hoodie.
So oftentimes what someone may do is when they're coming into a self-defense situation, they're going to try and control you, right? Mm-hmm. They may try and grab your wrist, they may try and grab your hair, they're going to get some type of control. And most of the time the reaction when someone grabs you is you're going to try and fight, you're going to try and pull away. So what we need to do first and foremost, no matter what, if it's the hair, if it's the wrist, whatever it is, we have to base out. Nice solid base with our legs, make our center of gravity nice and solid, okay? Now in any time too, what we can try and do is just come in and control the arm here. Now from here, we have different options. There's ways that we can try and break the grip, but we want to try to do something a little fun. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is have that control point. We're gonna use our outside arm. It's gonna come underneath here, okay? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get around, creating space so that we can drop our elbow on the other side of his arm. And when we do that, what's gonna happen is now Todd's arm is now used against him. And if I give this enough little torque here, it's either gonna damage his arm or he's gonna have to move. So the moment that we get this position here, we have followed a simple rule in martial arts where that's where the head goes, the body's gonna follow. So what we want to try and do is we're going to use this hand. We're going to be kind of really mean with him when we're in a self-defense situation. You can go right down to the nose, up to the head, and as we're lifting here, we're just going to drop them down to the ground. We're going to base out, nice and strong. So if I was to push and pull, you have your strong legs, you can move with me. That's it. That's beautiful, because what you're doing is you're making this one solid unit, right? It's exactly what we want. Now once you're balanced out, we're going to use that arm, that outside arm. Under. That's it. And up, and now we're going to drop here like this, and we're going to put this right up to the sky. Exactly. Now you keep going. My elbow here or my shoulder is going to go pop. Now what we're going to do to make it even worse though, this hand right on top of the head, and you can be really mean with it. We're going to lift and drop the head right down. And now drop my head like, yeah, beautiful. Good. Now, once you get to that position, you can hold that arm. Once again, you can bring that knee right on top of the belly here like that. You're based out. If you come back that way, then you have some potential arm locks as well. Like
let's do one more.
Okay, here we go. So we're gonna grab on, beautiful, 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 push and pulling. We're ready to go. We lift up, drop, and right down. Beautiful.
Yeah,
good.
Sweet. So next up we're going to do, which the one downside to my hair growth journey has been longer hair to pull. So what to do when your hair is not in a bun, it is down. That's also why, just a simple tip, if you're leaving bar late at night, put your hair up in a bun. Just some food for thought.
We're here engaging, and I go to turn away. You know, if you have long hair like I do or you do, you know, this can be a control point. And now we're in a really bad situation. Same thing like we did before. We're going to neutralize, where we're going to grab and make this one unit. Or when you start pulling away here like this, or if Todd starts to kind of pull away, that hair is going to hurt as well, and it's going to create panic. So once we're here and we're based out, we're looking at the vital points of the attacker, all in an attempt to be able to turn our body into them. So I'm going to be looking at doing closed fist, hammer fist to the groin. I'm going to be looking at doing elbows to the body, coming up elbows to the head. If I can, maybe a little tougher, but we can always take a look at headbutts as well. If he's going to grab me and my safety is compromised, I'm looking at going hard so I can be able to get out, push out, and then create space and go. If you were to try and run and you have the long ponytail, and I reach and grab, first things first, base out, we grab. Now, once again, I'm going to be looking at moving with you, pulling you, and you're looking at trying to control.
Just boom.
That's it. And you can go, like, once again, you're looking at being mean, looking at being like
kick.
hard with it, stomps, elbows, whatever it is.
Yeah.
All in an attempt to try and turn back into us, turn back into the attacker, strike, 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 create space, and then we're going.
So my lesson for this, ladies, if he's pulled your hair, first thing you want to do instead of just trying to rip your hair out is neutralize it. We even do this when we take our ponies out. You neutralize it to take your ponytail out. That just hurts less. So, and you have that grip, and just go for men's weak points. Just a arm, like you said, none of us are probably gonna be skilled enough to actually kick and stay balanced or actually do any of the moves. Just in instinct, hold your hair and just go for their weak points. So I go for their junk, their eyes, if you're strong enough, the chest, or just something that's gonna make a guy go, and then hopefully you can turn around and get out. Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll do the, once again, the kind of like more traditional one. What we would teach is you try and create space and go, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna try and drop your base. This might break, which is great,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes it doesn't always. So then once again, we're turning in, we're striking, right?
Yeah.
Now there's another version as well. When we're here underneath, once again, we're gonna base out, control here. What we're gonna try and do is step out, get to the side. And now see I'm here with Todd here. From this position when I'm based out, it makes it very simple for me to come down and just lift. Super, super simple.
Okay, perfect. And one thing I just want to point out and get your guys' advice, that where my mind's going with all this, coming from a sports background, and for my girls, if you just want to practice one thing at home, and any girls who've done basketball, volleyball know this, like defensive position. If you can just get in that, it's simply you have a base, and that's like, just don't stand up straight. I feel would be like, that's your suddenly, well, that's why all sports, that's the foundation.
If I'm just standing here like this, with my feet side to side, and Todd gives me a solid shove, right? It's like, it's really hard for me to balance myself out. First, if I'm in that self-defense position here and Todd gives me a shove, at least I can use my legs to be able to brace and come into it, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go with the over bear hug first. Now, the thing about this one, once again, is now I'm controlling your arms. So you gotta be nitty gritty with it. One of the things you can do, you have one of the best weapons right at the very top of your head, and
Boom.
that's exactly, right?
Yeah.
And that's just gonna make a little space. You go for that headbutt, boom, it's gonna create a little bit of space. And now, one of the things that a lot of women have is they have those sharp nails, right?
Yeah.
No, so when I'm holding here, you're anything goes, right?
Yeah.
Headbutts, clawing at the hands, clawing
Yeah.
at the arms. If you're not letting go, scratch, 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 whatever it is, rip,
Yeah.
create the space, turn into them, strike, 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 and then out. Voice is also another really important thing,
Yeah.
right?
See, voice.
So every single strike that you fire, using your voice, no, stop, help, whatever it is. And what that's gonna do is it's going to make it so that other people may be able to hear you. And it's also gonna make it seem like you are not a vulnerable subject.
Yes.
So in a situation like this, every weapon you have at your disposal, we headbutt, that's it, base out, that's it, using our voice, whatever it is, that's it.
Crazy,
That's it. And then as soon as we get that little bit of a break,
Yeah.
right, we're gonna create space, strike, 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 whatever it is, and then we back out. If the arms are underneath the belly, we have a few more options because now the hands are a little bit more useful, okay? Now one big thing, first of all, we have to get our base. That's it, we're gonna control out. Now what we're looking at doing is we're gonna take a step with our left foot to the side. Beautiful. And we want to try and get around the partner with this other leg. That's it. We're going to take that step out. That other leg comes behind. Now all we're going to do is take a nice squat position. We're going to hit both legs. We're going to cup. And all we're going to do is using our legs, and it's going to suck for me, we're just going to do one big power lift. That's it. Boom. We're going to take a step around. We grab, and then we lift. And then we're down. And what do we do when we get down? That's it. We back away. Exactly. Common scenario a lot of people find themselves in is what happens if someone comes behind here and they have like this little like throat hold. A lot of times people will grab here like this. Now anytime someone has anything compromising your throat, we want to make sure that we're controlling that. So Todd's going to use both of his hands to clamp down here like this, right? Now what Todd's going to do here, just like we did before, is kind of going to base out. And what he's looking at doing is nice and simple. He's just going to kind of bend forward while he does that with his hips. And what that's going to do is going to lift my legs off the ground. All we need to do now is just a little bit of a roll with the shoulder. And we're coming down. I come up, I get right behind him. He's going to lift and then and I go down. I have that throat position, first things first, we're pulling down, making sure that we're not compromised with our airway. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna have this kind of nice squat position. We're gonna put our hips forward, and then we're just gonna tuck our shoulder in.
Oh,
yeah, totally. Now tuck and go, yep, boom, just like that.
Yeah, and another thing I've noticed, I know it sounds simple, these long nails,
Oh,
things like that, like you'd be shocked how much, like right there, I just feel his veins. Like, and that's, if you are ever in a situation, see red, see blood, like you want to hurt them in any way possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then tuck. That's it, beautiful, 100%. Headbutt,
Boom.
and then in one big motion here, lift and twist. I like that.
And even like just some things I would advise is just like making it stick and like what I'm even going to do. Just practice even one thing today. Just on an older brother, a boyfriend, a significant other, or another girl. Just practice one thing, just kind of get an understanding of it. Yell, get distance, use your hips, have a foundation. Like even just think like some little things that in that moment, you can even tell yourself when you're leaving a bar, like be aware of your surroundings, be loud, be strong, be powerful, and that's gonna be like the best thing you can possibly do in any situation.
Yeah, 100%. One thing that we always talk about at our self-defense seminars, which is ultimately the most important thing, is that a lot of times people who are walking alone at night or in certain situations, they're simply scared to just simply assert their own space, right? If someone is following you, if you feel like someone is following you, a lot of times people will be hesitant to assert their space against another person just because they don't want to seem like, you know, that they're being rude, or they don't want to seem like they're kind of being like crazy or whatever it is. I would say for anyone out there who is trying to get a sense of how they can start to gain a better sense of how to defend themselves, and that's just simply assert your own safety, your own sense of safety, and don't be concerned about how other people take that.
So for the final one, what we're gonna do is if a situation we hope you never get into, but if you end up on the ground with them on top of you, how you're gonna get out.
First thing we want to do is we want to protect the airways, right? And what I like to do first and foremost to protect the airways is I like to come underneath with both hands. We're going to cross over to the wrists, and all we're going to do is just kind of push away. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it really hard for me to choke, right? Yeah. And I'm going to try literally as hard as I possibly can. Okay, Todd? Yep. Right, 3, 2, 1. And what Todd is going to do is he's going to bring his feet as close to his butt as possible, and now I feel his hips already underneath mine. Yeah. And all he's really going to do is just one big bridge with his hips coming up to the ceiling. And what that's going to do is when he does that, it's going to bring my weight forward. Now the moment I get to here where my head passes my shoulders, I have a choice to make. I either let go of the choke, put my hands on the floor, or if I don't, what's going to happen is I go bonk. And that's not good either. What Todd is going to do is he's going to use both of his hands to wrap around an arm, hug them nice and tight, and bring that elbow into the chest. On the same side, he's going to trap the foot. So now this is going to block my leg on this side. So now my right arm is blocked, my right leg is blocked. One motion, he's going to bridge his hips up, and he's going to roll to his stomach here. And now he's on top. Someone who doesn't know jiu-jitsu, a lot of times they'll just have the legs open, and then you can kind of make your escape from there. So once again, the attacker is on top. You're going to have both hands on the throat and hands in. Now I want you to kind of really feel it. See, I'm trying pretty hard here. Now from here, we're going to bring our feet as close to our butt, bridge all the way up, I drop. Both hands, both your arms are going to reach around, grab. Think about like a shark bite, chomping down. Now we're going to bring this all the way to your chest. Exactly.
Okay, I see, yeah.
And now we're going to block this foot, and we're going to do our big bridge and roll. Go, 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 go. And that's it. Big bridge up. That's it. Now both hands clamp, bring it down, block the foot. Go, 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 go. That's it. That's it. And gone. There's been a lot of studies, or there has been studies that have shown that even simply taking a self-defense course has shown a drastic decrease in the amount of self-defense situations an individual might find themselves in. It just goes to show that any type of training is putting yourself in a better position to be able to protect yourself. It's an incredibly powering. Incredibly powering. We see it all the time with when we have self-defense seminars here, that the energy in the room from the people who are taking the seminars, you can just see that there's such like the strength and a sense of community, which is really, really important. That people feel safe simply by using their body, which is really, really cool, you know?
Thank you so much for having me. I hope none of you ever have to use it, but like you said, worst comes worst, practicing things, you're just going to walk with a little bit more confidence, and even the little bit of fighting training I've ever had has just given me a sense of confidence and like strength as a woman, and so I highly recommend. So check out Lions MMA if you're here in Vancouver or whatever city you're in. There's so many different forms of UFC has made it popular, how many different forms of fighting and martial arts and that there is. So just find one and they can probably teach you a thing or two.